Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mastering the Drop, a real view of recovery. I am so excited for today. I know I say it all the time, but the topic is important, especially in a life recovery journey. But I just have to say, I have a really new friend here with me today that I'm super excited about you all getting to witness us learn about each other out loud and publicly. But Jessica Brothers has done nothing but intrigue me, inspire me, and just, just really warm my soul that there are just more people out there that are super passionate about people living the way that they desire. Anyway, I'm going to let Jessica introduce herself, though, really quick.
Absolutely. Thank you. First off, Tricia, I feel the same way. It's always a pleasure meeting someone in the same space as passionate about what they're doing as I feel I am. So thank you for having me. My name is Jessica Brothers. I am a human biologist. Yes, I'll explain what that means. I help people get what they want. I'm an expert, board certified expert health strategist. So I go inside the body, symptoms of depression, anxiety, how we feel stress, PTSD, ADHD, ADD, lack of sleep. All of those things are symptoms because something is off inside our body. And that's what I do. I map out the inside of our body and support it by using the raw materials that our body needs so that we can feel really, really great, which is how we're supposed to feel. So that's a little bit about what I do.
Oh my God, so amazing. So amazing. And for the listeners that listen frequently, they all know I'm super passionate about what we put in and the deep work that we do in really investigating what we put in, but also the emotional purposes we assign to the things that we put in. And I just find, so many people, even those that feel like, oh God, I'm super healthy, often they're just eating things out of order, or too much of something or too little of something. And it just really wreaks havoc when, it's like, I don't know, most people, we need protein in the morning. And if we're not getting protein in the morning and everything we eat in the morning is healthy, but converts to sugar, we're going to crash at noon. Right. Anyway, so there's just so many layers and levels to our relationship with our fuel, the fuel that our body needs, that I just love. And I can't wait for all of the exciting things that we're going to get to do together and looking at from the inside out, but also mind, body, spirit,
For sure.
and looking at how people can actually, change all of it. But, I think, our topic today is super important when it comes to just even that, right? Like our bodies and what they need and the fuel, but, and that's personal validation. And it's something that, people don't think of doing or think they're doing it correctly, or, just no, it's not at all my style. I'm not going to, toot my own horn for doing anyway. Everybody's got their reasons for not doing personal validation. However, what happens is we go on these life improvement journeys, right? I don't know, whoever you are, whatever it is, whether it's my program, a self-help book, or whatever, right? Like some sort of a personal life improvement journey, a dietary practice, a fitness routine, or whatever it is. We go through the motions, we do the reading, we listen to whatever it is, we gain the information, and we do it, we get the results, and then we just go on with life. And what happens is if we don't validate, bring light to acknowledge ourselves for what's going well and why it's working, or why it feels good, or why it's right, or whatever it is, if we don't give ourselves the acknowledgement, we're not conditioning it as a new way of being. And so we have to validate ourselves. And that requires gaining some clarity. But
Mm,
you know, if we have needs, wants, dreams, desires, aspirations, whatever, we have to validate those also. Like why, it's okay, but why do we need them? What do we hope to gain from them? Where do we hope for it to take us? And then along that road, continue to validate ourselves. Yeah. Like be your own best cheerleader.
mhm.
Anyway, I know that you can identify. So if I was to ask you to, and I know you're fine with being open and vulnerable and
Of
transparent,
course,
and authentic and genuine,
100%.
because I would love to be on the other end of this one, but if you could share, I don't know, your idea, your need, your message, um, and a perspective that would, really have people in the group be able to relate. Like, I know that you started somewhere,
Of
and you
course.
are where you are now because of your journey. And I know that we don't get to successful spaces without validation. So, you know, is there a story or a specific aspect of your journey that you could share with us that might help people see it in a more relatable way?
Yeah, absolutely. I will say it was a big missing piece for me. Working hard, helping people was something just it was in me since I was a little girl. I had this voice in me that I was going to help people and really just have a message for people. But what happened along the way, I was showing up, I was creating programs, but what was happening along the way is I felt empty. I
Mm.
felt unvalued. I felt low self-esteem. I felt kind of invisible. But a lot of that came from my childhood into, my adulthood. And B, I wasn't recognizing myself. So all of those things that I was conditioned when I was younger were showing up once again. It didn't matter how many people I was helping or what education I had. I would always come down on myself. I didn't feel valued. I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel like I was an expert at what I was doing because I wasn't recognizing myself. And I remember being on a call with one of my earliest coaches, and I was having like a down day. And he said to me, Jessica, why are you so down? You always have so much energy. What's going on with you today? How can I help you today? And I said, I just don't feel motivated today. I'm usually go, 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 go. And today, like, I just feel like I just want to like lay in bed. I just want to like just think. And I don't know what's wrong with me. I kept saying, like, I don't know what's wrong with me. And he said, why do you think something is wrong with you? I said, because I don't have my energy. I don't have my tasks. I'm not accomplishing that. I'm not in the go, go, go. And he listened to me for a while and he said, I have one thing for you to think about. And that is an eagle. An eagle flies and soars and they're so beautiful in everything they do. But if an eagle doesn't perch, stop and perch and think about their next move, they're going to fall out of the sky. So maybe you're that eagle that's perching right now. Instead of you coming down on yourself for feeling lazy or feeling like you're not accomplishing your task list, maybe it is your voice saying, okay, I've accomplished all of this, recognize it, stop and smell the flowers, Jessica, and see how far you've come. Appreciate yourself in everything you've done to this day. And soak that in. And what is your next move? It's okay to take time and perch. And that day forward, I have goosebumps right now.
I know, right?
It gave me a whole new perspective. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't ever stop and smell the flowers. I don't ever sit in the now, in the power of the now. And it really opened my eyes to start doing that. When I felt like that feeling coming on again, that I should slow down or like I didn't feel like doing anything. It was just, there's two sides to every coin. Maybe it's not that I didn't feel like doing anything. I'm not meant to do anything right now but think and appreciate and enjoy this moment. And that was a huge pivotal point for me, Tricia, because it changed everything for me. I think it looks like from your reaction that you had something very similar.
Well, and I have something very similar in my journey, 100%. And also teacher, coach, whatever you prefer, right? This same mentality, in the work that I do, when people are struggling with food addiction or alcohol dependencies, or just, whatever that attachment is, that thing that they rely on to bring them peace, joy, comfort, relief, value, validity, worthiness, in those conversations, a lot of times I hear, there's not enough time. There's, I can't get anything done. I'm depressed, which I'm always battling with people to rephrase that. And I heard you rephrase or reframe several things that in our psychological skill set and tactic building practices, that's what we do a lot of, is restructure it into more of a preference. How would you prefer for this to sound inside of you? But it's that I'm bored. Well, maybe you're not meant to be doing something right now. Like that really resonates for me in the work that I've done in my life. It took a long time for me to be okay with my house not being in, say, perfect order all the time. And those control needs and those, overachieving things and, the perfectionist stuff inside of me. It took a long time. I didn't make my bed this morning, right? Like it took me years to get to where I could walk out of the bedroom and not make the bed if it meant it was going, me showing up in a frazzled state because I had to, do that anyway. But, it's live this moment, but you have to validate yourself that it's okay to not feel like being in creator mode. It's okay to not feel like, being in accomplishment mode. There's a time to sit back and say, I got all of this done. When we're working on the balance wheel,